Last Thursday, February the 2nd, professional wrestling lost the last member of one of the most famous and most loyal royalty families in professional wrestling history when we lost Lanny Poffo at age 68 years old. This show today dedicated to the memories of my friend, the great leaping Lanny Poffo.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
This show is starting off a little different than it started off last Monday night. Hello, everybody. Want to say hello from the get-go to PJ in the house. From over the pond she goes. She's just getting up. Hello to her. Hope she's doing good. Hello to Greg. Hello to everybody in the house today. Brooks Tullis is in the house. Appreciate everybody. And as I said last week, we started off different. Last week, Adam Dunn, the producer of this here show, put up a radar, and that radar said that we were in the middle of a ice storm warning, and it was cold, and it was sleeting, and it was hailing, and it was awful around here last Monday, and I was stuck inside Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, started back going Thursday. It was still cold. It was still a little dangerous at spots. But today, the weather, as far as the temperature concerned, it got up to about 65 degrees. It is 65 degrees right now. And man, that is a lot better. And for the first time this year, when I've gone outside, now inside I've worn a short sleeve shirt, but I'm wearing my Arkansas State Red Wolves shirt. Who else is talking to us? Greg again. I've said Greg, and let's see who else is talking. Tanner is in the house. Tanner, what is going on with you going on today? How is it that high already? It's just, that's Arkansas weather. If you don't like it today, stick around because it will change, and it will change quickly. Sad news to start off the show with Lanny Poffo. We'll have some video, some more good stuff coming up tomorrow night, so stay tuned for that. Now, we're going to bring in, as there's the graphic of the Talking Memphis Wrestling, a fantastic show tomorrow. We're having a fantastic show tonight with Power Pro Wrestling and Adam Dunn. Hey, come on here, Adam. You've had a busy weekend. You got your hair cut. You got your hair cut. You got your brakes fixed. You got your truck that you're going to sell for $1 million. You got it running and going and all kinds of stuff. You also found a video in your back closet. Maybe it was in the attic. I don't know what. It was the 2-year anniversary of the Jerry Lawler show. That was interesting stuff. Man, all kinds of stuff's going on. How are you? And what's going on today on the Power Hour?
I'm doing good, Randy, and always pleased to be here and be a part of the Power Hour, my favorite Memphis wrestling of all time, of course. And we're going to talk about what's coming up on it tonight. This is the April 3rd, 1999 edition. We'll have Stacy and the Fabulous Ones will arrive in the studio here on today's show. We'll see Michael Hayes, Brandon Baxter, and Derek King will be around. Michael Hayes will take on Big Mick Tierney. Young Guns title, we'll see Steve Bradley going up against Aaron O'Grady. Alan Steele goes against Derek King. We'll see Kurt Angle going against Bulldog Reigns. Baldo versus Vic Grimes, and we'll see Dundee and Lawler brawl with the Fabulous One. So a big, big show coming up here today, Randy. Going to be another fantastic Power Hour, and I'm looking forward to it.
Stay on here with me. And I said a few of the people that said hello to us, and now I'm going to let you catch me up on any additional human beings and even foreign people. Maybe you don't even have to be human to watch this show. Who else has said hello to us?
Greg Wayne says hello to us. Of course, you mentioned earlier, Melinda Patterson said, rest in peace, Lanny. Bob Snap says, in the Philippines, very hot, commenting on what Panidi said earlier. Let's see. The Fabulous Ones are always sharp dressed, according to Tanner. And our good buddy Al Tuttle, from also here in the Peach State, says, hello, Randy, Adam, and everyone.
Now, we had a debate on the radio. I always called it the Peachtree State of Georgia. And the reason I say that is that Gordon Soley used to end Georgia Championship Wrestling by saying that. But Bud brought up in a radio conversation with Al when he called in at 953theticket.com last Wednesday morning, when I had to do the show remotely. You know why I had to do it remotely, Adam? Do you have any guesses?
Because of the weather.
I was iced in, man. You think I was going to risk driving the 5 miles or 4 miles, however long it is, out to that radio station in the middle of the ice storm on a booking where I am not paid one single dime?
Wouldn't have made much sense.
Now, I'm not paid a dime for this show either, but I do it in the comfort of my own home. And for the most part, I'm in charge here. I do what I want to do. This show's pretty easy. I just go in order of the Power Pro Show. But it's great to see our family of friends and our buddies that come in. And now here is Mark. Now, this Mark thing, you choose if you want to, because this will be negative, because I know Mark, the biggest Jerry Lawler fan in the history of the world, that is offended by some of the stuff that goes on some other wrestling shows in Memphis, and offended by some people. Is it best to ignore that right now? I'll let you make the call.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I agree with everything that you just said there. So yeah, we can people can read it underneath the screen here if they want to read it.
So are you saying that I should not comment? Because I'm not even, that's why I have you reading the comments, because I have to get close to the screen.
Right.
But I could tell from the first sentence that I probably did not need to go there at all.
Right. No, yeah, you are correct.
Any new people coming in here? I see Jeff Frog-Wheeler. Melinda's saying something else, and Frank is in the house. Frank in the house.
Frank Seaton, yep.
Nobody else?
That's it.
Now let me get this. Let me look at this paper. Let me see.
Okay.
Hold on just a second. Let me look at this paper. Now, what I'm going to compare, this is the original format from that day. This is the notes. Adam's not even looking at the screen to see what I'm doing. This is the format from today. This is the notes that I make to give you the preview stuff to go by. So I have not looked at the format. I will during this show to see if the format matches the notes, the results thing. So I'm ready. If you're ready, are you ready, Adam?
I'm ready, and so is Patrick Ingalls Sr. He's watching with you as well.
Hey, Patrick Ingalls. Where is Patrick Ingalls from? Where is that man from?
And also Jim Early. So we got a couple more watching as well. So, yeah, whenever you're ready.
Jim, I know who Jim Early is.
Okay.
I think, Jim, where are you from? We want to know. Inquiring minds want to know where Jim Early is from, what you do, how you doing, how you know me, how I know you, how you found this show, all that stuff. And Patrick Ingalls Sr. is from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
And Jim Early says, Arkansas, Randy. I've never heard of Arkansas, Randy. Have you ever heard of a place called Arkansas, Randy?
I think you are Arkansas, Randy.
Oh, that's what he means. That's what he means. Where in Arkansas, Jim? I want to know where in Arkansas are you? It might be Little Rock. It might be Hot Springs. It might be Texarkana. It might be Russellville. It might be Fayetteville. It might be Forest City. It might be Blytheville. It might be Helena. It could be anywhere in Arkansas. It could be Marion or West Memphis. It could be Stuttgart. It could be Russellville. What's that place that you wanted to go to? I wouldn't go with you that day because I said we had to get back to do this
Too far
show.
away. Down in Benton, just south of Little Rock.
So in the Delta, West Helena area, Helena, West Helena. So I mentioned that. So man, we're neighbors, just about 100 miles away. So this is the Power Pro Watch Along. I'm looking official. I'm looking at my notes. I'm seeing that it came from April the 3rd, 1999. I'm seeing that it's 1 week before our year anniversary show, and you'll tell them about next week, but not now. I don't want you to do it now. I want you to savor it and save it and wait for it. But now, show number 51, Power Pro Wrestling. We're rocking and rolling. The fabulous ones in the house. And I want to say this, and I told Adam, because I previewed the Open, and the video quality is not the greatest in the world. It does get better. However, it starts with the outside shot. Maybe it was just a gloomy day. I'll let Adam decide. He'll voice over that after we come back, and he'll tell you the reason this video was bad. He'll tell us if it's an old tape, tell us that it's just bad weather. He'll keep us on, and I'm just trying to get everybody in here talking as Jerry Allen. Getting some popcorn, got some popcorn ready to eat some popcorn. I need to get some popcorn. I love popcorn. And Jim says he saw a good show in Mariana. Did you see a good Power Pro show in Mariana, a good USWA show, a good CWA show, or was it fairly recently the great APW, my friends of APW Wrestling, was it there? Hey, enough talking. We're going to do some watching now. Power Pro watch party. The Fabs are back in town here. Hey, I've got a pointer now. When I go like this, then you play it. Watch me. Watch me. You saw the signal. When I go like this, when I move the pin, that's when you click the button. So here we go. Wait for it.
It's Saturday morning in Memphis, Tennessee. You're looking at downtown Memphis, and we've got a star-studded Power Hour live from Memphis, Tennessee today.
The fabulous ones are back in town. The boys are back in town here on the Power Hour today.
Is it just a gloomy day, Adam?
I would say so from that shot, yeah.
Good pop for Stacy.
If you're a wrestling fan and you're not in Jonesboro tonight, then you're going to miss history, brother.
Still fabulous after all these years, brother.
Stanley, Steve Kern, the fabulous ones, currently 71 years old. Stan Lane, currently 69 years old. Stacy, currently 52 years old. The Fabs are back in town. Man, it's warm outside. I'm feeling good. The boys are back in town, and this Power Hour is off and running, still going, and we are all still fabulous after all these years. Frank Seaton in Jonesboro for that show when the fabulous ones return. That didn't draw as much as OR8 thought it would draw.
I know it. I'm glad
Very
you said it,
disappointing.
believe me.
We got a big one here today. As you've just seen, the fabulous ones are here.
They're back in town. The boys are here.
Don't forget either, though, that the King, Jerry Lawler, and superstar Bill Dundee are also here.
You know, a lot of wrestling fans, Adam, and we are all wrestling fans, there's no doubt about it, all talk about certain dream matches. And a dream match for many, many years was the fabulous ones in Lawler and Dundee. But here's the thing. Lawler and Dundee promoted as baby faces. People loved them. People, fabulous ones. I don't think that the fans really hated either team, even though we tried to have them hate the fabulous ones. Didn't work. It was interesting, good stuff. Man, just look at the visual here. Big ball up. Man. Derek King, Michael Hayes, and ball
It
up.
seems that Randy Hales is on his last leg, and I think today will be the very last time you see Randy Hales. You know, Dave, for the last year, Randy Hales has made fun of me. He has cussed me. He has embarrassed me in front of all the boys. But I tell you what, Randy Hales, I like to smile. I like to play video games. I like to collect action figures.
Dadgum Jeff Rolf Wheeler said something about your young butt. Adam, I don't know what the hell he's talking
Randy
about.
Hales this. Let me tell you. Power Pro Wrestling is what I'm here for, and I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon Baxter's Power Pro Wrestling is a lot better than Randy Hales' Power Pro Wrestling. Well, Derek King! Thank you for the plug there, Derek. You know, last night, down on Beale Street, I don't know a whole lot about track and field.
Melinda joined us every
But I
month.
think that Randy Hales could have
The
probably
Jackson
won a gold medal in the
Coliseum,
Olympics
Jackson,
for
Tennessee.
running.
The
Because all
Fabs
night
were
on
over
Beale
and
Street,
hot.
Randy Hales was running
Jackson,
through the
Tennessee.
New Daisy Theater.
Magical magical period with the Fabulous Ones creation and the Fabulous Ones getting so hot in the 80s.
Place for you to hide because we're inside a 10-foot high steel cage, Randy Hales. And you, my man, are going to be taken out. And Michael said last week, BS said that there's nobody who can do a plan like the Fabulous Freebirds. And we got the big man on our side. This is proof in the pudding that the Freebirds can do no wrong.
Tonight at Jonesboro, Arkansas, is the big cage.
Randy Hales, for the past 4 months, you've kept me caged up like a silverback gorilla. Well, tonight you're getting in the cage with one, and I'm going to rip your arms off and beat you to death. You bring vicious Vic Grimes. You bring the intensity of Glenn Coker, and you bring the self-proclaimed best manager in wrestling today, downtown Bruno, and one by one, Team Freebird is going to knock him out, and I guarantee you won't get out alive. Testify to it, P.S. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Memphis. Last night, Dave Brown. Oh, man, did we represent the New Daisy Theater was jam-packed. Everybody was partying and having a good time, except Randy Hales, and we kept it going. And as everybody was chasing Michael P.S. Hayes up and down Beale Street, I heard one man say, you know, there goes a black man that turned out to be white. And I said, no, there goes a man that's always looking for a play late at night, if you know what I'm talking about. And it was a real late night. And, you know, people always talking about, hey, don't hate the player, you need to hate the game. Hate the player, because, baby, I am the game. You see what I'm saying? Now, tonight we're going to kick out the lights. What, I got a little alcohol still in my breath, don't I? See, I'm still hungover because living this Freebird life ain't been easy for 40 years, but I'm going to keep kicking down the doors through all the blood, sweat, and the tears. Tonight, we're going to have a knockdown rock and roll party inside of a cage, and tonight, my plan comes to an end. Last week, you never expected it, Randy Hales. I took your main man, and now he's riding alongside Michael Hayes. So see, dog, it's like that, and you ain't all that. So let me just sum it up this way. Tonight, at the Pearl Bell Community Center, you better lock up your daughters, you better lock up your wife, lock your back door, and run for your life. Well,
Classic promo, man alive. Mike, it's a fantastic job. You can tell how he drew money. What's going on here? Uh-oh.
An ambulance is arriving in the parking lot out here.
That's exactly right.
Oh, Randy and Bruno.
Let me tell you something. You talk about that cage match.
What kind of cell phone do I have on the side of me, for heaven's sakes, Adam?
All of you are going to be
Do that.
eliminated, and you're going to be eliminated right
Looks
here.
like 1999's alive and well on your side pocket.
Somebody's going to an ambulance, and I give you a challenge.
Frank, like I did, Earl the Pearl Bell Community Center, as I know, and Frank knows,
if you have
Earl
any cut
Bell,
in your body,
who they
you'll
named the
get
community
that
center
ring,
after,
you'll take your
a
excuses away,
Olympic
and it'll be
caliber
one-on-one,
pole vaulter
Charity and you right
in
here.
Jonesboro, a legend.
He's in the ring, Randy. I don't know if Randy can hear us from out in the parking lot with Mick Tierney or not. But Michael Viazé didn't hesitate a tenth of a second. He jumped in the ring. Here comes Mick Tierney. And here comes Bruno. Tierney steps up into the ring.
Well, the challenge is accepted, Dave. It looks like Michael P.S. Hayes with all the fans behind him. Man, is it going to be a big night tonight over in Jonesboro, Arkansas. And even today, we're just getting started on the Power Hour.
Yeah, we
How about this?
just getting things going, and it's already wild. We've already had a limousine and an ambulance.
Buster's asking how old you were there, Randy. I think you were about my age.
Thunder comes back.
Well, I was born in 1961, so you tell me.
Michael P.S. Hayes. And Mick Tierney said, hey, get him on, ref. Let's get this thing on.
Me about 38, so that's how old I am.
Over in the corner.
Tell you what, never count Michael Hayes.
And I was a year
out of
into
anything.
Power
He
Pro.
makes the challenge. He accepts. He's not
Roughly.
even dressed to wrestle. He's out here in the street clothes.
Hey, Michael Butler in Humboldt, Tennessee, by Jackson, Tennessee. We're having fun. A lot of feedback from our friends. That's one thing we don't have a problem with, Adam, on the Monday show, the Tuesday show either. People are very vocal, and that's what we want.
Yep.
Michael Hayes is currently 63 years old.
Twice now like that.
This is 2023, so figure out how old he was back in 1999, Adam.
Bruno down encouraging Tierney, said, yeah, you're doing
About
fine.
also in his late 30s.
A couple of times, that'll
I don't know if that's right.
Downtown Bruno is showing up at ringside.
I'll look up the birthday.
Yeah, we took him out. How he stepped on his fingers. Bruno was standing there with his fingers resting on the ring apron. Oh, look at this. Hayes again taking control from Victor.
He was born, so he's about 2 years
A maniac, like nobody I've ever
older
seen.
than me. He was
dominate
born
this
March
game.
the 29th, 1959.
Okay, so he was about 40 there.
For Michael Hayes. He's got a pin. Here comes Bruno. Get out of the way, Bruno.
Could be a DQ right there, shouldn't it?
Boy, Brandon Baxter lights in on him like a Roman.
Barry Hayes watching.
Hey, Barry, my buddy Barry.
And there they go again, David.
I need Barry to come by here. I got to do a Randy Hill show again. I need Barry to come by my house on a Saturday some night,
Now goes to work on Michael Hayes.
maybe even a Thursday, and him be right here on set with me for the Randy Hill show. Jerry Allen asked what's Brandon doing. Why don't you tell Jerry what Brandon's doing?
They're fighting it out. And
Well, I
He
may
said
get
bad
the,
stuff about me. I'm not going to say good stuff about
Randy
him.
again
You go
trying
ahead
to
and
run
do it.
away. Just
well, I may
watches
get some
what
of the job
happened at the
titles
New
wrong,
Jersey
so
last
correct me if I
night.
do, but
look at Randy.
he's the host of the most popular morning show on radio in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Brandon Baxter in the morning, and also on K-Fine as well.
That one, he's a good one. Now out on the parking lot, outside, and Brendan Baxter letting Randy Hells have it.
Director of Operations, and man, do you like chaos? Do you define this as chaos?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
really
yeah.
working on Randy.
Yeah, there's the camera. I don't know where they're headed now.
Here's Glenn Kolka jumping Brandon Baxter. So, right.
Out near the ambulance there. Michael Hayes comes from behind. Man, talk about a fight. They're having it out there.
You talk about the street brawl. There it is, right out the street. Is that Kolka's head into the foot of the ambulance, and now
Here comes Big
is
Grimes,
that Vic Grimes?
Mick
Big Grimes is showing
Tierney,
up there.
Glenn Colka. Oh, big ball. Man, I'd hate that big son of a gun come running after me. Bruno out there, it's chaos going on. right at the mat.
Oh,
Oh, there's my escape route. Headed down.
He's headed for a marathon. He's going to pay his entry fee the way he was
Yeah, better make sure his insurance is paid up. He's going to run out on you.
Tracy
Randy
says,
got-
let's go, Randy.
All right. Randy looks like got away. Let's take a break.
Hey,
We'll be
that's
back
what these
with
Tracy
more.
was.
Yeah.
I love Tracy.
Don't leave. Call us
Born
right
on
up
my
there.
third
Hey, you know what?
birthday. He was on the radio show December the 10th. Brandon got out of wrestling when I got out of wrestling. The very last Power Pro show. Then he went into Jonesboro Radio and is the most successful and most well-known media guy in this market right now.
Saturday, April 3rd, the Earl Bell Community Center. It's Ray.
I love this spot about the 1999
faces Randy Hale's team. The fabulous one.
card in Jonesboro at the Earl Bell.
To face Jerry Lawler and Bill Superstar Dundee. 7 matches, 26 stars. It's blood, guts, and glory. Saturday, April 3rd at the Earl Bell Community Center. It's
Little
tonight,
more
2
Earl
record
Bell
crowds at
Community
Jonesboro,
Center
Arkansas.
Plus.
Pick up those tickets
It's on
early.
a
We'll have
Power
the
Hour.
advanced
This was
locations for you
show
coming up
number
here in just a couple of minutes.
51.
First, though,
This is
last
from
night,
April the
New
3rd,
Daisy
1999.
Daisy also, boy, it was a great crowd on hand. And for the very first time ever, it was the King, Jerry Lawler, Superstar Bill Dundee against Stan and Steve.
Take a look.
This is highlights from the previous night's New Daisy on Bill Street in Memphis. And Jim, yes, Earl Bell, the Olympic pole vaulter from Jonesboro, Arkansas. Good to have Tracy watching the show
Control of this match.
from Cape Cod.
Stacy coming back to the ring. She's got a chain. Trying to get the attention of Steve Kern. Lawler wanting the chain.
Is that Bud?
He's not going to give it to him. Kern throws Lawler right into Stacy, and she goes
Adam?
down.
It sounds like
hard into Stacy, and a cover by Kern, and a 3 count.
Well, the fabulous ones with their hands raised, but Lawler and Dundee not too happy about that.
Not at all. I've got a feeling, Dave, that this thing is not over by a long shot.
I think you're right. I think, well, who knows today, because they're all in the building here today, and then coming up in Jonesboro tonight at Earl Bell Community Center, it is going to be an interesting 12, 14 hours coming up right here, let me tell you. Hey, coming up right here, as a matter of fact, we thought maybe we would... well, I guess not. Yeah. Sounds like the King and Mr. Dundee are going to be headed this way. Here they come right here.
Dundee did that fired up promo that we saw a couple of weeks ago. The look of his facial expressions, I think he might be a little fired up today, too. Do you, Adam?
Today, I can tell already.
I think that's a safe guess.
It is for the people out there, but I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of this, brother. Now, I know you went, you're a smart, intelligent guy. You went to college, so you obviously took history. Now, if you take a little history lesson, it goes all the way back to David. Now, don't make me laugh here, Corey, because this is awful serious to me. I know he ain't thinking it. Yeah, well, you got it, brother. Well, we'll get a little more thing. How about Bill and Monica? Now, the top of the list is going to be Jerry and Stacy. We won't go that far back, but we'll just go right. Bill and Monica, we'll know what happened to them. And the other thing's going to be Jerry and Stacy. It ain't going to be the greatest thief in history. It's going to be the biggest dope in history for letting some woman run you around. The end of that tape didn't show what you was doing. After you knocked her down, you're reaching through the rope to pick her up, and that's when you got beat. Your mind was on Stacy, not on Steve Curran, brother, and that's the God's truth. So if you're going to run for mayor, you better dump her.
First of all, Bill, let me just say this. That tape was conveniently edited. I mean, what did it show? It showed the Fabulous One's entrance, and it showed the very end of the match. I mean, you know, and that match lasted almost 30 minutes. It was a good, hard-fought match. It was. And everybody's saying, you know, this was the biggest match of our career. This, you know, come on.
We was ahead, brother. We was going to win it.
Yeah, but Bill, let me tell you something. If you think that last night was the biggest match that I've ever had in my life, whatever it is you're on, you better cut the dose, because believe me, that was not the biggest match I've ever been in. You see what I mean? Now, true, the Fabulous Ones came to town, and it was a big deal. And Do you not understand what Stacy is saying? I mean, she wants to try to show me, especially, that she can make it on her own. She don't want to follow in the shadow of Jerry Lawler, and that's fine. I understand that. I can relate to that.
All you gotta do is you didn't do a bad job of it last night. She showed exactly what she could do, and that's what women do. They take us down the tube sometimes. Been there, done that.
Yeah, well, believe me, she's cost me a lot more than that match last night. Believe me, I can tell you that. But let me just say this. If there's any doubt in your mind, or anybody's mind out there watching, or the mind of the fabulous one, who could have really won that match, I'll tell you what we can do. We saw them pull up in their little limousine. Why don't we get Stan and Steve out here in this ring right now? Now you got it. Stan and Steve, the boys are back in town. Come on out. Let's get it on right now.
Well, there they are. Hey, you know what? We're sitting here in this horrible environment, as a matter of fact. In the old days, the dressing rooms were a lot better than this, Steve. But, I mean, you guys are talking history, okay? So let's just turn back the hands of time a little bit. Let's talk history. Let's have a little history lesson here from Stan and Steve and Miss Stacy the Fab. See, in the old days, Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler were a real big deal around here because they'd been here before we got here, even though we surpassed their attendance records and quadrupled their picture sales. See, they didn't like that. So they wanted to hold us down. And they had some stroke back then, If they walked in a dressing room that you and I were in, Steve, you remember how it was? They'd say, guys, why don't you pack up and take a hike, made us move. Because there was a big deal here in Memphis and Jonesboro, Arkansas. But, all that's changed now. A lot of time's gone by. And see, Stan and Steve, we got Stacy in our corner now, and let me say, you are looking as lovely as ever, my dear. So, guys, let me just say this. Things have changed. The payoffs, even say. You remember the old days, how our payoffs always looked a little bit smaller when Dundee and Lawler were in control?
Oh, absolutely. And at the bottom of the check, it said, just the king.
Yeah, unbelievable. See, the guys, let me just say one thing. The boys are back in town.
Let me add a little bit to this. Standing
Hello,
out
Jenny.
there in front of all the people and demanding us to come
Will
out there.
Downs?
Like Stan says, times have changed. You don't crack the whip, and we don't make the trip. When we want to come out, and when we want to talk to you, or when we want to beat you up, we'll make our own appearance when we want to do it.
Nope.
And for anybody out there that doesn't like it, too bad.
I guess they're saying they're not going to...
Besides that, we're a little busy back here, so come on, cut the camera.
Why? Because they won last night. They got a right to do that. They got a right to be bragging.
I want to know right now, have they got any guts left? You're right, a few years have gone by. You've lost a lot of hair. Have you lost your guts, too? I'm telling you, come on out here. Let's get it on right here today. Are they going to do it or not? Are they going to do it?
I don't know. They're saying that no one orders the Fabs around. I'm wondering if they're going to accept this challenge or not, Jerry. I don't know.
I'm telling you this. Bill and I will be here till the end of this show. If you guys got any guts, or if you plan on making an appearance out here at any time today, you're going to have to deal with the King and the Superstar. We'll be here.
Challenge has been made from the King and the Superstar against the Fabulous Ones. What about that could be right here in the Power Hour? Stay tuned. Never know what's going to happen. We've had limousine, had ambulance, boy, already. Here today. In the ring, we've got a Young Guns title, and the champion is making his way to the ring, Dave.
Steve Bradley headed his way. He arrived in Power Pro about 2 or 3 weeks ago and immediately won that Young Guns trophy and looked very impressive doing it. Corey, I made the comment last week that this guy comes out here showing all confidence, and he talks all confidence, and yet he backs it up when he gets in the ring.
Yeah, he really does. Steve Bradley, young man wrestling out of New Hampshire. Here comes Aaron O'Grady. He's a former Young Guns champion. O'Grady's getting a shot right here today on Power Pro Wrestling. Downtown Bruno at ringside, and Bruno pointing to the trophy.
Bruno, now leave us alone. Just stay over there. You've been out here already too much. Steve Bradley, we talked about. We've got a few words from Steve as we watch the match in progress. Here's what Steve had to say.
Have no fear, all my Memphis brothers and sisters, because your favorite superhero and Young Guns champion is here. You know, everywhere I go, everyone says, Memphis wrestling has seen it all. Whatever, man. You haven't seen it all until you've seen sensational Steve Bradley.
And you're seeing him right now in action.
Yeah, he got a 3 count,
Yes,
Dave.
he did.
How about that sensational Steve Bradley with the win? Looks like O'Grady may have injured himself.
It looks
in
like
that
Aaron may got hurt.
I don't remember that.
Before he got
But it certainly looked like
He
that.
got the count of 3. O'Grady
Was
is
that
not in
slated
good
to
shape
go
at
that
all. And
short?
there's Bruno
He grabs the trophy.
The Young Guns trophy. It's almost like he's welded to that thing all of a sudden. Every time you see the trophy, you see Bruno in the background. Let's take time out. We've got a lot more to go on the Power Hour here today. The Fabs are in the building. A challenge has been issued. We'll see what happens when we return.
It's tonight, Jonesboro, Arkansas, the Earl Bell Community Center, blood, guts, and glory. Randy Hales, there's no place for you to run. There's no place for you to hide, because we're inside a 10-foot-high steel cage. And Randy Hales, do you know what happens when flesh meets steel? Just like this apple, you're going to be tore up tonight in Jonesboro. That'll be your face, Randy Hales. Tonight, blood, guts, and glory, Jonesboro, Arkansas, the Earl Bell Community Center.
Aaron O'Grady passed away in 2003 at 33 years old. Steve Bradley passed away in 2008 at 32 years old.
That from many years ago, but he was a big name in this area. Herb Welch passed away earlier this week from heart failure. Herb was a championship wrestler. He was a gentleman in the ring and out of the ring. He died Monday at the age of 91. Power Pro sends its sympathy to the entire Welch family. Coming up in Jonesboro, Arkansas tonight, it is going to be the big one. April 3rd is tonight. It's at the Earl Bell Community Center. It's at 8 o'clock. You can pick up your advance tickets at all these locations. We urge you to do that because, Corey, it's been a record setter over there. Not the last time, but the last 2 times.
Last 2 times, and it's blood, guts, and glory. Tonight, Earl Bell Community Center, 8 o'clock is the bell time. Big night of action. Advance tickets on the sale at Front Page.
You know, Jerry,
Cafe. Also,
obviously he was hurt
Hyundai.
watching.
And this afternoon from 4 until 6 at Kavanaugh Hyundai. It's going to be Freebird, Michael Hayes, and Brendan Baxter.
They're going to be signing autographs, and also tickets are on sale there,
Adam,
too.
look on that preview for next week. Is he on next week's show?
He takes on the superstar and the king. That is worth the price. All within itself. That battle alone.
There is no doubt
Doesn't
about
look
it.
like he's on next week's show either.
One getting the win last night at the New Daisy with Stacy being involved. Then a rage in a 10-foot cage.
This is going to be a biggie.
And the match is going to continue until every member of one of the teams surrenders to the other.
Yeah.
Look at the team members. Freebirds Michael Hayes, Brandon Baxter, Baldo, Kay finds Ugly Ed Johnson against Randy Hales, Glenn Kulka, Downtown Bruno, and Vicious Vic Drive.
Big bout right there. Rage in a 10-foot cage. And there it is. That's the special appearance, Dave, at Kavanaugh Hyundai this afternoon, 4 until 6. Michael Hayes, Brendan Baxter, and
Kavanaugh's still a car dealership
signing
there,
autographs and pictures. And
Yes.
also tickets will be on sale.
They still have a Hyundai. That's not where I got my Hyundai.
Get down there
But,
and see the action.
yeah, they
all at the
still
Earl Bell
carry it.
Community Center. 8 o'clock is the
Front
bell
Page
time.
Cafe is sadly no longer there because of COVID.
No.
Don't miss the Jonesboro area if you're anywhere around
Used
there.
to be
Make
on
plans
Parker
to be at the
Road
Earl Bell
in
Community
Jonesboro.
Center tonight. Hey, we got more action coming up right here. The man who was acting president last week of Power Pro Wrestling did a fine job, too. Derek King is going to be coming in, and he is going to be involved in a match against this young man right here. Don't know too much about him. A new face in Power Pro Wrestling.
This is the
His name
debut
Alan
appearance
Steele, and he is
from
going
Alan
against
Steele.
Mr. Personalities on the Power Hour here today.
He was very green. This was his first ever TV match. He turned out to be a heck of a worker, heck of a talent.
Action right here today. Here on the Power Hour as well. There he is, Mr. Personalities, stepping up on the ring.
Now, a little plug, Frank Seaton's still in the house. He's obsessed with blood and wrestling and the magic trick of how to do it, and I'm not comfortable about talking about it in public at all. However, I will talk blood and wrestling and a recent botch that happened on national television.
Randy Hales. Look at him go. This guy can really move in the ring, too, let me tell you.
Fast-paced match. Alan Steele's debut appearance.
First look at him on Power. Comes back.
You know, I thought it was all over for Alan Steele, but he came in with a knee lift and then a big forearm, had a fist doubled up there, and Derek King all of a sudden finds himself in a fight.
Wow. Alan Steele, our first look at him on Power Pro. With Derek
again.
Big power slam. Got a 2 count, but that's all.
You know, what's funny is going back in history, I wouldn't have thought that Allen wasn't there the whole first year.
Steele backs him up, whips him across the way. Derek King.
He's not doing bad for first appearance on TV at all.
Set Steele up.
I think Steele thought he had him. There's a cover count of 2 and 3. He got it. I think Steele thought he had him on a misdirection. Look out from behind. Glenn Polka jumping
Frank
in.
Seaton said he played a lot of basketball at the Earl Bell Community Center. That's where I learned how to swim. And you probably did too, my friend Frank. Hey, S.K. Lee, what is going on? We're trying to eliminate Derek King right now. This is the true RA.
Tonight in Jonesboro with a search warrant if these guys go after. And then today they show up with Coca 2 against 1. They keep pulling all this same kind of stuff.
I tell you what.
By the way, at the end of the Power Hour this week, we're going to go back and I'm going to show you a picture, and I don't want to show them now, but if you look at the pictures, you'll figure it out. Adam, I've uploaded the picture, and my most embarrassing moment in the history of Power Pro Wrestling, we'll show that picture at the end of this show. Okay?
We'll do it. How to chase the mail.
And Randy's gone. We can't even pick him up.
Yeah, there goes Randy running on down.
He's headed to the church. Is that the church over there?
There's no telling where he's headed.
He probably needs
They get him in that cage. That'll stop that running tonight over in Jonesboro. Let's take a break. We'll be back with more. How can we have too much more? But we will. We got another half hour to go on the Power Hour.
Hey, let's come out right then. As soon as you can, Adam.
It's morning.
Key words there, and I want your input about it. We just watched 30 minutes so far. 30 minutes. Tell me how quick that went, Adam.
I didn't realize it was 30 minutes already. I'll tell you
I
that.
didn't either. Dave just said it. I don't think Dave was lying to you, do you?
No, I wouldn't say so, but no, what a action-packed half hour of the Power Hour already. Wow. That's amazing.
I just wanted to make that point, and we'll see how quick this next 30 minutes go as we read the comments that Adam continues to put up.
Frank Seaton says, my 9th grade church league team, Blessed Sacrament, won the state championship there in 1970. That makes me old. And then,
we already knew that.
And then Al Tuttle says, nonstop action. Maybe he got his wrestling companies mixed up. No, just joking, Al.
Let's go back and see the second part of the Power Hour.
To get through the commercials.
All right. We're watching the commercials now. Those are some pretty stuff. $69. Sign me up.
Two for
$125. Man.
Oh, yeah. Between Marty's and Discount Sammy's, we had the hookup back in the day on suits.
Oh, I'm telling you. Where was Marty's? I don't remember.
I want to say there may have been one on like American Way or something. I don't know.
Wildest event to ever come to Jonesboro.
Let's listen to this commercial.
And K5 present Blood, Guts, and Lawler. Saturday, April 3rd, the Earl Bell Community Center. It's rage in an 8-foot steel cage when Brandon Baxter and Michael Hayes' team faces Randy Hale's team. The fabulous ones, Stan and Steve, return to Jonesboro to face Jerry Lawler.
This is after the Baxter suit era, I think, Al.
Yeah, definitely.
Blood, Guts, and Lawler. Saturday, April 3rd at the Earl Bell Community Center. Tonight, get those tickets.
I like that spot. Very exciting, promoting Blood, Guts, and Glory. Now, that didn't sell out. I said that the Fabulous Ones returned. In Kennett, Missouri, it didn't draw very well. And South Haven, Mississippi didn't draw as well as I expected. Jonesboro was not a sellout, but it was a packed crowd. It was. A cage match, a lot of action, a big angle that we shot there.
Won the World Championship in Atlanta
and won that gold medal.
Bulldog ring
1996 Olympics.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. Right
Making his third appearance on the Power Hour. Beat the
ring, and we hear the
Tony
music
Black.
play. Here he comes.
Bulldog Ring. December the 10th. December the 9th, rather, 1968. He's currently 54 years old.
Oh, a little handshake there from Angle, and Kurt Angle had some coming.
Last night was by far one of the toughest matches I've had here in my pro career. But I continued my quest of being the very best by pinning your shoulders 1, 2, 3 to that match. But then you opened up a whole new can of worms when you had your thugs run into the ring to do me harm. And then you had the tenacity to lay your Irish flag on top of me and drop the elbow. Well, you did me no harm. You didn't hurt me. No siree. The only thing you did was get me mad. And this isn't over, not by a long shot, Mick. And you will see that the good old boy from the U.S. of A. will prevail once again. Till we meet again.
Barry, blood has been off limits in the WWE for years and years. In TNA, they overdo it. We'll talk about that tomorrow night on Talking Memphis Wrestling.
Good old boy from the USA, Kurt Angle.
We've also covered why blood was off limits at Power Pro for the beginning.
Maneuver around the ring
For the entire run.
See the nice, clean moves that he can do. He's got all
And the last run of the USWA. However, you could sneak it in by doing it at the house show and recording it there and then playing it on TV. We could get away with that.
With the upper arm, which is perfectly legal. Whips him across the way, goes Angle, high in the air. Angle comes back. Oh. Dodges that clothesline, and look at Bulldog. Oh. 1, 2, 3. He got it. It's going to stick for a 3. Kurt Angle with the win.
You know, it's funny, of the Power Pro originals, Lance J is the only person
Let's go back outside. Something else going
in
on.
that era that just flat out did not like Kurt Angle.
Not me. We've had the limo. We had the ambulance. What else could we
I don't know.
possibly have? I don't see anything but the
What is that?
Is that
Michael Hayes? Michael Hayes.
Always thinking small time. Talking about going to put somebody in an ambulance. Tonight, Jonesboro, we're thinking of something a little bit more by now, if you know what I mean. Because Randy Hales, we got your transportation after the Rage in the Cage tonight. Your transportation is paid for, and I and my boys are going to deliver it personally. Peace to a P.S.
He's bringing the stakes a little bit, huh?
Oh.
Coming up, we've got the fabulous ones, and Lawler and Dundee said they'll have to deal with them, too, as the hearse pulls away.
You know, the WWF got down on it many, many years ago. As a matter of fact, some wrestlers snuck it in. The famous Bret Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin thing, they did it without permission because they were planning to go public, and you know, it's this situation with everything going on in the world, just felt that blood, it was unsafe.
Beginning tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas, at the Earl Bell Community Center.
Now, I've told the story many times. Dave Brown told me that Channel 5 did not want blood. The truth is, he didn't want blood, and the crew members, the camera people, and everybody around didn't want blood. So I was told that we could not do it. However, long story there, but the general manager of the station asked me one time why we didn't have blood. I said, because I've been told we couldn't do it. And he said, well, I'm the general manager around here. Who told you that? And I said, Dave Brown. He said, oh, okay, better do what Dave says. Dave had a lot of power in that TV station.
Yeah, great fans around Kennett also, Dave.
Indeed, it's wild. Anytime it's around when it's in your area, we urge you to be right there at ringside for Power Pro Wrestling.
Love to have you there whenever.
Wrestling lost its believability, I think, Frog Wheeler, not just because we wasn't doing blood anymore, because we started doing shows like this, and I was one of the last to finally say, well, it's over, the toothpaste out of the tube. But the reason it quit being believable is everybody's smarting up, 100% for sure. You might have thought it was, but it wasn't flat out thrown in your face. It's thrown in your face now. That's the difference. Whether it's blood or not, it adds to the story for sure.
Stacy is here, yes indeed. And Steve Kern. Hello, Steve. Welcome back. back in.
See you.
You're looking better than ever, brother. Well, thank you. You guys are looking great, too.
Dave Brown look good. Give it up for Dave Brown.
Come on. Come on. You guys look terrific and in action last night and got the victory, right, Stacey?
Of course, like I said we would.
You know something, it wasn't even, I mean, it was easy.
We'll see Bill Dundee in just a few minutes.
Now, I'm not trying to brag, guys. I've always liked you guys. But look at the bodies on the Fabs, and look at Jerry Lawler and Bill Dundee. I mean, give me a break. They hadn't seen the inside of a gym in 20 years. We maintain ourselves. We're in shape. And this girl has been on the phone.
Tommy Rich and Eddie Gilbert got a lot of blood. And we'll talk in depth about blood and wrestling tomorrow night on Talking Memphis Wrestling. But there's been many on TV. Of course, the bloody deal with the arm and the axe, the blood oath from Joe LeDuc. So many great memories.
They say lightning doesn't strike twice, but beating guys in the ring can strike twice. It happened last night. It's going to happen tonight. If they want to do it next week, the week after, the month after, we'll keep beating you. We've been a tag team for history.
There's been a lot of blood on TV back in the 80s.
Here they come. Another historical tag team. The King and the Superstar. Well, you say historical, you're talking ancient history here, brother. Look at this.
Ray was 8 years old. My buddy Ray. I'll see him at a wedding in June, I think.
Well, you know what? Let's see. Let me take a good look here. Yeah, you guys got pretty good bodies. Pretty impressive looking. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they feel real good, don't they, huh? Hard bodies. Steve Kern and Stan Lane. They came into Memphis, Tennessee. They impressed everybody. They beat a lot of people. But you never beat the Superstar and you never beat the King until last night.
What about last night? You did it last night and you know it.
Is Oldtimer sitting in, old man? What about last night?
I was on top of him, not her.
I was trying to say until last night. Last night, you guys got your hands raised. And I'm sure you're real happy about it. I can tell you probably have to have your smile surgically removed.
Great celebration.
You had a great celebration. Well, I'll tell you what, let's do. You know, there were only, maybe a couple of thousand people. That's all New Days, you hold a couple thousand people. And over in Jonesboro, there'll only be a couple thousand people that can squeeze into the Earl Bell Coliseum there. But right now, right here in this ring, there's a television camera on. And there's probably at least 100,000 people, at least 100,000 people that are watching this right now. And I'm sure they would love to see this get settled once and for all because, let's face it, just, you say you guys like us, we like you. Yeah, right. But you guys think you're the best team. We think we're the best team. Why don't we just get in this little ring right here and settle it once and for all? There's plenty of time left. What do you say?
Is that what you people want to see? Is that what you want to see? You want to see it start here on TV? Is that what you want?
Hey, look out.
Lane and Kern going after Dundee and Lawler answering the challenge, battling here on the floor. Nothing in the ring or out on the floor, but now all of a sudden Dundee rolls into the ring. Here's Stan Lane following him in there.
Here comes the referee. We've got ourselves a bout again.
Yeah, we've also got...
Look out!
Oh, look out.
Whoa!
Lawler's head slammed. Bruno out. Try to help get him. Oh, that's not much help. Buddy Wayne out here.
Man, this is going to be hard to get these guys separated, Dave. I see it already.
All right, this is not going to be a scheduled match. They are scheduled tonight in Jonesboro, though. Don't miss it. We'll be back with more right here in a moment. For free TV5 Power Pro Wrestling tickets, send a self-addressed stamped envelope to TV5 Power Pro Wrestling, 1960 Union Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38104.
Let me ask you if this is a familiar sight. Just like it was in the past, the fabulous ones are gone, and the King and the Superstar are still here. I'm going to tell you something. Tonight, we got a little date with you boys over in Jonesboro. And Stacy, I got a little date with you, too. And this time, you ain't going to enjoy it.
The King and the Superstar. Finally, they've got them separated from the fabulous ones. And tonight, that's going to be hard to do. I don't know if the Earl Bell Community Center is going to be big enough when these four tangle up. Lawler and Dundee against the Fabs.
all tonight, 8 o'clock bell time, Earl Bell Community Center, down there on Church Street. Going to be a big, big night of power pro wrestling action. Well, here they come. Randy Helms and all of his thugs along with him.
Everything else, crazy and caged in my town. I got the master plan. Tell him quick right. Baldo, you 6'8" Planet of the Apes look-alike. You think that I'm afraid of you? You think I won't get in the cage with you? Well, welcome to my world, baby. Yes, there's no problem. I have no problem getting in the ring with you because I'm the innovator of hardcore.
The Eddie Marlin Tommy Gilbert Cowboy boot match. We played that on TV, but it was the Mid-South Coliseum match. It was not done at the studio.
Water, and we're going to see how thick your blood is when we get you in the cage in Jonesboro.
Me, Daisy,
We're going to tear you apart
maybe
real
1,200.
good. And I'll tell you what, if somebody's familiar with the cage, it's me and this man here. We're going to tear somebody apart. Let me tell you. Just let me have Ugly Ed Johnson. Nobody walks into my business and don't get hurt by me. I'm going to hurt you, Ugly Ed. If you let me have him, I'll take him. Hometown, Jonesboro, Arkansas. As safe as I can be. 10-foot cage. We're going to do it once and for all. It'll be a bloodbath. It'll be over once and for all. This is all over, Hayes and Baxter, tonight. Now, you beat Baldo down. Let's go.
Randy Helms says he's safe as he can be tonight.
Hello, Daniel.
I don't know about that. Yeah, right. You're right, Bruno. It does be that way sometimes. We'll see tonight.
Well, Randy's hometown is Jonesboro. There's no denying that, but folks from Jonesboro not too happy with Mr. Hales and the way he's been acting last few months either. Pitches Vic Grimes in the ring. Referee Aubrey Wayne is there, and we are just awaiting the big. Here comes Baldo.
400 pounds out of Boston, Mass. The big guy steps in, and they go at it. Baldo, vicious big grind. Hard into the turnbuckle. Look at Baldo, though. And man, the fans love Baldo, don't they?
We've got over 800 pounds.
How about that crowd reaction for Baldo?
Yeah, he was over a great heel, great baby face. Matt Bloom, as we say every week, that he is the head of NXT, the developmental center in Florida for the WWE. He was born November the 14th, 1972. He is currently 50 years old. 6'7", 331 pounds. One of my favorites of Power Pro Wrestling, Vic Grimes. Never went to the next level, but I liked him a lot better now that we're watching these shows than I did back in the day. He was from California and really didn't fit in as here comes the troops.
Randy Helms, all of them jump in. Referee calls for the bell.
Baldo ganged up on by Randy Hales and his thugs when things were not going well for Vic Grimes. Look out, Corey. They're down here close to us. Okay. Coming off the ring.
You know, Mick Tierney's another one that just, I don't remember him ever on WWE television at all. Ever.
No,
Period.
I agree with you.
I mean,
As Daniel saying, WWE messed with Glenn Coker. I don't think so much with Glenn Coker, but with Baldo and Mick Tierney and with Sean Stasiak.
and Steve Bradley.
Uh-oh. Watch this last time. I'm going to quit talking to you. Watch this shot.
Yeah, look at you can see him in the back window there. So let me out of here.
A little bit too late. Downtown, on his way downtown or somewhere, and he's got himself a little ride there, Bruno.
Gone from here, that's the main thing, but we're not. We've got more. We'll be back with it after this.
And Gene Freebird with the last word.
Let me tell you something, Randy Hales, Forrest Gump. You've been running since last night. You've been running today. Tonight the running stops. And it stops inside of a 10-foot steel cage. Now, first time in Jonesboro, I whooped you like a dog. Last time in Jonesboro, I shaved your butt ugly head. And tonight, at the Earl Bell Community Center, you are going down, you're going to bleed, and you're going to hurt. And if you want to get it started early, we're headed right now to Kavanaugh Hyundai. Kavanaugh Hyundai.
Michael,
Right.
Michael,
Jonesboro
PSA.
tonight.
And we'll see you next week. Until then, for Corey Macklin, I'm James Brown. So long, everybody.
It started with a limousine. Then we saw a hearse. No, it started with a limousine. Then we saw an ambulance. Then we saw a hearse. Then we had that payoff shot at the end. Bruno in the hearse, and he looked out the window, and there you saw it, the look of fear. What did you think about the show tonight, Adam Dunn? What I can say right now, I'll put words in your mouth real quick.
Okay.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Hell of a show. Hell of a show. And coming up next week is the 1-year anniversary of Power Pro Wrestling. So we'll have some good stuff coming up there, as well as if this show could be topped. We'll have clips throughout the show showing the last year of Power Pro Wrestling. We'll see Derek King turning on Brandon Baxter, and Brandon looks for Derek. And we'll see Kurt Angle going against Steve Bradley. And how about this for a Power Pro title match? We'll see Michael Hayes going against Vic Grimes. So that'll be coming up on the show next week, Randy. Yet again, another good one.
Speaking of another good one, is tomorrow night on Talking Memphis Wrestling. Now, we're going to start the show tomorrow on Talking Memphis Wrestling, and hopefully we'll have the whole crew. Michael St. John, Pat Trammell, and Chris Ellis. Hadn't heard from any of them. It might be me and Adam, but if it's me and Adam, it'll be me and Adam. But hopefully the boys will be back, all of us together tomorrow night. We'll start off by talking about the death more in depth of Lanny Poffo, and we will see some video of a classic Randy Savage, a very rare Randy Savage Lanny Poffo promo that I think you will enjoy. Then after that, we will talk about the 2022 WWE revenue for this year, and I can tell you right now, it was over $1 billion. So I can tell you folks right now, for those that think that pro wrestling is dead, it's never been more profitable, never, for the biggest wrestling company in the world. There's no doubt about that. We'll talk about that. We will also talk about a situation, and Frank will love this because he brings it up all the time. And I'll be honest with you, I probably won't go ahead and go in depth with how it's done. I probably just won't do that because there's some things that I think are sacred, and I just probably won't go in full detail about it. But we will do a talk about blood in wrestling, and we will talk about just a blatant botch in the John Moxley match with Adam Page. I don't know if it was a wrestler issue, a production issue. It was just an issue. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Also, I think we have a graphic for this. 1986 is what we will be covering tomorrow. 1986 on Talking Memphis Wrestling. And again, Adam, I think we might have a 1986 graphic that we can show, but we will certainly talk about the fact that the year started without Jerry Lawler, because the end of 85, we showed you the highlights last week on Talking Memphis Wrestling. We showed you the Lawler Dundee loser leave town. The year started with no Jerry Lawler, and Dundee had several matches start the year, including a match that he did commentary off of that they showed the next week with Bill Dundee against Big Red, and this commentary by Landale and Bill Dundee is just classic. We'll start with that tomorrow. Also, Jeff Jarrett's intro in pro wrestling, the return of the King. We will show highlights of the Landale Dundee Lawler Dutch match, the Bill and Buddy shows, part 1 and 2. Jeff Jarrett against Tony Falk, Jeff Jarrett's very first television match ever, the most heated angle in the history of Memphis wrestling. Also, we will have the debut of Bam Bam Bigelow. That's tomorrow night. Then Wednesday morning, 953theticket.com. I'll be on the front row with Bud Rowe, planning to be there Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. You can call 870-930-3776. 870-930-3776. Make sure, folks, that you check that out for sure. Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock next Monday. Adam already told you, Power Hour, show number 52, the 1-year anniversary next week. And, of course, next Tuesday, it is Talking Memphis Wrestling. We'll be back with that. Now, I want to show you a picture of the most embarrassing moment that I have ever had in the history of Power Pro Wrestling. It happened in August of 1998. And if Adam can put that on there, and if you could leave that on there just a second. And apparently I do not have the 1986 picture up there. But as far as a lot of stuff happened to me in Power Pro Wrestling, I say this hair shaving, Adam, was no doubt the most embarrassing. Would you agree, or would you agree with me about that? The most embarrassing moment?
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree. The most embarrassing moment for sure. Jim said, Randy said take a little off the top and then was like, stop. So you've got Lawler on the right holding you down, referee Aubrey Wayne holding you down, Lance Jade's got your arm hooked, and Stacy is shaving your head bald.
No doubt about it. That was a crazy, crazy, crazy night. And
Beniti was 15 that day.
She was 15 that year. So I'm excited about us taking a look tomorrow, Adam, at 1986. A lot of action there, and we'll get that to you, no doubt about it. Adam, it's a big show. Thank you very much, and I can't wait to do it again next week. Hell, we'll do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll do it again tomorrow. Looking forward to it as well, and we may have a full house tomorrow, or it may be just you and me.
Yeah, because I hadn't heard word from any of them. You know, I've sent the notes, I've sent the invite, I've sent all that stuff. Hadn't heard, but that's not unusual. That's not unusual. Wearing the Arkansas shirt, he's wearing. What are you wearing? You're wearing the Rebel radio shirt.
Radio station shirt, yeah.
For the Rebel, for Adam, for the Arkansas State Red Wolves, and for me, Randy Hills. Hey, we're both here with you, but we're gone now. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
So long, everybody.
Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. Power Pro Wrestling. The Power Hour.
Living the Dream, Memphis Wrestling, The Randy Hale Story, is available now at randyhalesmemphiswrestling.com.